Hello and welcome to Movies for Dumb Guys. I'm your host, Joe Johnson. And with me, as always, Ryan Sharp.
Ooh, I'm a prickly pear.
You certainly are. Tim Williams.
I will not be threatened by a walking meatloaf.
Oh, my God. And Richie Rollins.
I know.
I know. Okay, that's the only one I got. All right. So today is Valentine's Day, or as I like to call it, help me out, Ryan.
Thursday.
Yeah. Or as some people like to call it, Valentine's Day.
I've also seen a lot of single awareness days.
Oh yeah, and Galentine's Day. Another way to exclude me.
I haven't
But
seen any of that.
considering
Because single awareness day is sad when you spell it out.
that's sad. That is sad. Now, taking into consideration that the four of us are sitting here on Valentine's Day night, I guess that goes to show that we had no other plans, which is sad. Here, let me play my sound effect that I put so much trouble into loading. That's my Valentine's Day theme. So what we're gonna do today? Last year at this time.
No, I want to stop you. I don't
Go right ahead.
I don't need a day. Every day's Valentine's Day. I don't need just a stupid day. Celebrate love every day.
Hell, man. If you go by what Valentine's really started out to be, it wasn't romantic at all.
It's a day that St. Valentine was bludgeoned and beheaded, I think.
Yeah, and he left a note to this kid that he was tutoring. And what the note said, everybody jumped on it, and now it's like a romantic holiday. I'm like, no, man. He was tutoring a little girl.
Ah. Okay.
Look it up. Fact check it.
I guess you could say things are getting pretty serious.
So what we're going to do
And
today...
it said, I choose you.
Choose you.
So last year at this time, we did our best favorite romantic movies as Valentine's Day rolled around. I didn't want to repeat ourselves.
Wait, I was here last year. I didn't have a date last year either.
Well, I don't think it fell on Valentine's Day. So today.
No,
it
it
was
was right.
So today our theme is going to be un-Valentine's Day or anti-Valentine's Day. And the description is pretty broad. We're going to be talking about movies that aren't your traditional rom-coms, failed relationships, platonic friendships, even bromances, if you want to throw those in.
Why can't I quit you?
Man.
Where's your laptop? Oh, wait, I might have to edit that one in. So that's going to be the theme today.
I guess Call Me By Your Name is out.
Your non-traditional
that's a romantic
romance film.
Traditional romantic.
Yeah. No, if someone ends up happy in the film, I don't want to talk about it.
Oh, no, they cried yet.
Oh, right.
Oh.
But they're happy tears.
Sounds
No,
like
no, no.
my typical
No, it's
Valentine's
sad. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No, I never saw it. But that would
Because the
fit,
one guy
I'm sure.
just gets married. He's going to be straight. And the other guy's like, I'm gay.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, this is a nice
Good movie.
alternative to my usual Valentine's Day plans, where I sit at home and eat chocolate and watch a documentary on the St. Valentine's Day massacre. That's usually what I do every year. Now, the first movie that I want to talk about, this one hits really close to home to me. When I saw it, it was painful for me to watch because, in a way, I lived it, and I really haven't been able to watch this movie since it's so personal. But here's a little clip from the trailer.
Mr. Theodore Twombly, welcome to the world's first artificially intelligent operating system. Please wait as your operating system is initiated.
Hello, I'm here.
Hi.
Hi, I'm Samantha.
Good morning, Theodore.
Good morning.
You have a meeting in 5 minutes. You want to try getting out of bed?
You're too funny.
Okay, good. I'm funny. I want to learn everything about everything.
I love the way you look at the world.
Falling in love is a crazy thing to do. It's kind of like a form of socially acceptable insanity.
Can you feel me with you right now?
I've never loved anyone the way I love you.
Me too. Now we know how.
miles away.
Now, hearing that trailer, you might think, oh, it sounds like it has a happy ending. Wrong.
I'm more stuck on that was just a piece of the trailer.
That's right. I had to cut it down.
Holy crap.
That was from the movie Her, which came out in 2013, directed by Spike Jonze, who before then was mostly known for his music videos.
13, really?
2013. Wow, 6 years ago, man. Starring Joaquin Phoenix, Scarlett Johansson as the voice of the operating system, Samantha. Amy Adams is in it, and it won 1 Oscar for Best Original Screenplay. I think it was nominated for Best Picture, though. But this tells the story of a lonely guy. I think he was widowed, and he gets this. Whoa, you okay over there?
Yeah, chair broke.
Somebody's already eaten the chocolate.
Yeah, got a head start. They go on sale tomorrow, Rich. Well, no, so this guy gets, this is set in the near future, and the guy gets the first artificial intelligence operating system, and he's able to choose the voice, which just happens to be Scarlett Johansson. And
good pick.
And they like fall in love with he falls in love with the computer, and she kind of falls in love with him. But she's a little too smart for her own good and decides she's not, humans aren't necessarily worthy of her, and she moves on to be with her own kind. But the reason this movie hits so close to home for me is I was in I guess they call it now, catfish relationship, where I met this woman online, and it continued for 2 years, and she came up with every excuse in the book to not meet in person. So she solely existed on my computer and on my phone, and only shared 2 photos, which I'm certain were fake. So when I watch this movie about this guy falling in love with a personality, not necessarily a person, I related to it a little too much, and really enjoyed the movie. But like I said, it's personally painful for me. Ryan, did you ever see Her when it came out?
I did. I thought I've mentioned it before on the podcast. Actually, I think it was a really, really good movie. It is a sad movie. It is on my list also. I got somewhere around the 4 or 5 area. The hardest part for me was when she basically tells him that she's cheating on him. Like, no, you're not the only guy I'm an operating system with. Like,
Right.
operating system with many men.
Yeah.
And he kind of felt like he was getting cheated on, and like it came through the screen, and I felt sorry for this guy, and I could totally see an operating system being like that, and I could see society adopting it and falling in love with these things, and it actually being a thing. Like, it's a total plausible movie.
Yeah, I don't think it's that far off in the future. I mean, they're talking about making these kind of AI dolls, and I'm telling you, man.
You already pre-ordered?
No, I can't. If they let me finance it, I'll consider it.
It's kind of like the VCR. We got to wait until the price comes down after they've been out a few years.
What have you done to your VCR? No,
he's more of a DVD kind of guy.
But yeah,
I've upgraded to Blu-ray.
It's not that far in the
years.
future, man.
Laser
And,
disc.
imagine having a choice between artificial intelligence that kind of caters your every whim, or being in a relationship with a real person that doesn't always go all that smoothly all the time. It's going to be an interesting choice in 10, 20 years from now. We'll see. Kind of like the holodeck.
The end of
Star Trek.
humankind.
If you can afford it, yeah.
Yeah.
But Tim, did you see Her?
Yeah, I mean, it has that classic moment with the chariot race that is just like so iconic. And, no, that's
Ben-Hur. You could see
Ben-Hur.
you could see the propane tank that blew the chariot over
Right.
too.
No, I planned on seeing this. This is another one that I just never got around to seeing for whatever reason. But I did want to see it, but I just never did.
Richie, did you see it?
I saw the true story it was based off of.
The Joe Johnson story?
Yes, I saw that happen for 2 long years.
Perhaps you've read my book, Not Like Other Guys, available on Kindle.
Right. So go out and buy it today. Joe isn't making any money off it.
I might be. I just can't remember how to claim it. But did you see the movie or no?
No, I've not
Never
seen
saw
the
it.
movie, which is shocking because Joaquin Phoenix is
He's tremendous.
he's a genius.
I I don't remember who he lost the Oscar to, but I think he should have won. He was tremendous in that. All right, so Her is the first movie on my list. Let's move on to the second one. This is one that I can relate to a little bit, and I really wish this was a real thing.
Hello, I'm Howard Mirziak, founder and president of Lacuna Incorporated. Why remember a destructive love affair? Here at Lacuna, we have perfected a safe, effective technique for the focused erasure of troubling memories. In a matter of hours, our patented non-surgical procedure will rid you of painful memories and allow you a new and lasting peace of mind you'd never imagined possible.
Oh, that sounds so awesome.
I need that.
I wish
awesome.
that was a real. I think about this movie almost every day. Like, I wish I could erase that memory out of my brain. This is from the movie Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. Came out in 2004. Directed by Michel Gondry, who was also known for his music videos, starring Jim Carrey and Kate Winslet. And the basic premise of this movie is that a guy and a girl, they meet, they kind of fall in love. It takes a turn for the worse. It's kind of painful, and they both go to seek out this treatment where they could have the memories erased, only to find out that they've already had the memories of each other erased. And yet somehow they found each other again and went through the whole process over again. It's painful, it's touching, but how many of us wish we could do that, erase painful memories from your past? Ryan, have you seen this movie, and can you relate to it?
I've seen it. I cannot relate to it. Like,
you don't have painful memories from your past that you wish you could just wipe out?
I don't
like
have
a
any
dry erase board.
No, I mean, not saying everything's been all roses or anything, but it put, made me who I am today. And it's not, the bad things that have happened, I don't think on a daily basis like apparently you do. Joe, I just want to offer my, like, if you ever need someone to talk to, middle of the night or something, like, I'm here for you, buddy. Suicide Prevention Hotline, we'll put that number up as well.
I had a memory pop into my head today that I wish I could have erased. I ran into an old high school classmate years ago, and I couldn't remember his name. And he came up to me, and he was all enthusiastic, and he said hi. And I said, "Hi, Chris." And he said, "That's my sister's name." And I'm like, I wish I could erase that memory out of my brain.
That's funny.
That was...
Why would you want to get rid of that?
That was awful.
I'm
like, why did that pop into my head today? I thought I
go with
successfully got rid of it.
Needle nose Ned.
Anyone else? Tim, you want to chime in on this?
I have seen this movie, and I did like it. But if you would have asked me what it was about before this, I wouldn't have been able to tell you.
Oh,
I remember watching it, but I just didn't remember the whole premise of it or anything. But
yeah.
I mean, I did like it when I watched it. But yeah.
Richie?
I have yet to see this movie. Again, shocking because, Jim Carrey's a genius.
Really, this is a movie you would watch. Like, this is a Richie movie for sure.
At that time, I was dating a girl that didn't like to watch those kind of movies. So, and then I forgot all about
Carrey
it.
movies, or
she liked horror.
Which one?
Let me tell you that. Huh?
Which one?
The twin.
That stinking twin. I always liked the other one better.
You still didn't say which one because there's a couple sets of twins in there, but okay.
Everybody likes the twins.
All right. So yeah, I wish this thing was real. All right, moving on to my next movie. I don't know if there's any single movie that has ever come out that I relate to more than this next movie.
I thought he said that about the first movie.
Yeah.
I know. I relate to all these. This one, kind of for me captures that unrequited love, just chasing someone your entire lifetime and never really feeling like they return it. Here's a little clip.
Your boy's different.
Are you stupid or something? Mama says stupid as stupid does. I'm Jenny. I'm Forrest Gump.
She was my most special friend. My only friend.
We was together all the time. We was like peas and carrots, Jenny and I.
Run, Forrest! Hey, stupid! Run!
Have you ever been with a girl, Forrest?
I sit next to them in my home economics class all the time. I'm not a smart man, but I know what love is.
Oh, man. I'm Joe Johnson. This movie speaks to me. When it came out in theaters, I saw it 4 times in the theaters before buying it on DVD, and I really relate to this movie in a lot of ways. But like I said, that relationship with Jenny describes most of my relationships. Just pining over somebody and yeah,
Joe,
not having it work out.
Your mama sure does care about your education. That's all I can say.
Ryan, you ever see this little obscure movie called Forrest Gump?
Forrest Gump? Yeah, I think I've heard of it. Maybe once or twice.
Won 6 Oscars, including Best Picture, Best Actor, Best Director. Robert Zemeckis, who also directed Back to the Future.
So I was all in with this movie, and then I saw Shawshank, which it went up against that year, and I switched to thinking Shawshank was the better movie. However, I think that Forrest Gump is a great movie, one of the best movies for me. It's in my top, probably 15 favorite movies ever, if I had to just throw out a fake number.
1994 should be widely considered as one of the greatest movie years ever because you mentioned Shawshank, Forrest Gump. Tim, do you know what else came out that same year?
Yeah, because that's why I didn't see Forrest Gump at the theater because I was all in on Pulp Fiction and I saw it like 12 times at the theater.
Didn't Hot Shots Part 2 come out or something as well?
I'd have to look up and see what else came out in 1994, but my God, Pulp Fiction and Forrest Gump and Shawshank
came out that year too.
Didn't American History X? I don't know.
No, that was 99.
But yeah, those were some damn good movies.
Absolutely. Yeah. So yeah, I can't say anything bad about Forrest Gump. It's a great movie from start to finish. Great soundtrack too. Amazing soundtrack.
Really.
And it's so creative. Like everything about it, from the "Have a Nice Day," T-shirts to all the little bumper sticker,
Bubba Gump shrimp.
Yeah,
spawned a whole industry.
It just is. It's just very creative in a really different way, and it's kind of like nobody knows. Well, I'm sure somebody does, but very few people know the origin story of the "Have a Nice Day" smiley face, right? So, like, to put something like this is how it came to be.
Yeah.
I thought it was super creative, and I really, really enjoyed it.
And putting him in all those key historic moments,
right.
and
at the time when he did that, I Gotta Pay, that had never been done before. So that was, everybody was flipping out about being able to put him with the president.
Archival video,
Yeah. So
wow, 1994, guys. Listen to these movies: Speed, Dumb and Dumber.
We're talking about ones that were actually
Ace Ventura,
nominated for
Clerks, Natural
Best
Born
Picture.
Killers.
Okay.
The Mask. What a great year for movies.
How did Jim Carrey release multiple movies that same year?
I don't know.
The Mask and Dumb and Dumber came out the same year?
And Ace Ventura.
And Ace Ventura, too.
3 movies
Wow.
of that? I'm not buying
those are his biggest movies.
Yeah. Huh. I think you're flawed over there. So, Tim,
like
I with the vampire? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm still.
Like I said, I did watch it eventually, and I liked it, but because of my Pulp Fiction bias, I saw it maybe one time, and I like it, and like Ryan said, I mean, it's fantastic the way that they were able to tie him into like all the historical events and stuff like that, but yeah, I was just in the Pulp Fiction camp, and there was nothing getting me out of it.
That's another aspect of the movie that I relate to. Is people always say that when it comes to like celebrities and stuff, I'm always in the right place at the right time, and I meet these celebrities. And I've been in the presence of 5 different presidents of the United States, and I can't explain how it's happened. I mean, my career has a lot to do with it, but I always seem to be in the right place at the right time.
Well, just you guys falling ass backwards into the Quentin Tarantino movie set.
Right, exactly, that sort of thing, like witnessing that happening. And
ow,
that was me.
Who did we see? Quentin Tarantino?
I believe it was Quentin Tarantino, the director of Pulp Fiction.
My back hurts.
And Leo and Brad.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And Andy Dick was there.
Andy Dick and the guy from K-Rock.
K-Rock, Rodney Bingenheimer.
Oh man, how to name
Bradley Cooper.
It wasn't that day, but we did see him.
Wait, we didn't see Bradley Cooper.
We saw.
You didn't see him doing a comedy set?
Jamie Kennedy.
Oh, I thought you did.
Play along.
Oh, sorry. Yes, Bradley Cooper, man. He's multi-talented.
Special.
You got to follow the
He's going to be an Oscar, he's going to get a Grammy. Clio.
Richie, what are your memories of Forrest Gump? Forrest
well,
Gump.
Stupid is.
This movie was a good movie, and the romantic part was actually based on a true story, and I happened to live that true story when I worked at Fridays with a girl that was a hostess. She'd always call me Forrest, and I was asked her, if, are you my Gen A?
Here we go, man.
So yeah, we re-met on Facebook a few years ago, and I'm like, "Are you still my Gen A?" And she's like, "Yep, I am." So I was like, "I still got a shot. Still got a shot."
She tasted like cigarettes.
Yep.
Hey, life is like a box of chocolate. What a fitting quote for today.
Right?
Yeah.
Look at this movie's got everything.
what
It's got the
you're gonna
bromance,
get.
it's got the romance, the bromance, the letdown, the chocolate.
Lieutenant died, ice cream.
You got shot, Bubba.
Run in. All right.
Run.
Shrimp.
Let's see.
Can you name all the shrimp? Can you name them all?
Coconut shrimp.
Shrimp
butter
gumbo.
shrimp,
Probably not.
boiled shrimp.
Jumbo
shrimp.
Shrimp kebabs.
Here's the next movie I want to talk about. See if you guys recognize it from clips from the trailer.
You're a movie star. Yes, I should be doing movies. Yeah. You know Rat Pack? Rat Pack? Rat Pack. A ring-a-ding-ding.
Mr. Harris, Mr. Kazosen. My stocking.
Good one.
Lip
That's a good one.
them.
What?
Hey, lip my stocking.
Lip them? What? What are you doing?
My husband's a photographer, so he's here working. He wasn't doing anything, so I came along.
What do you do?
I'm not sure yet, actually. So what are you doing here?
Getting paid $2 million to endorse a whiskey. The good news is the whiskey works.
I just don't know what I'm supposed to be.
You'll figure that out. The more you know who you are and what you want, the less you let things upset you.
Lost in Translation, 2003, directed by Sofia Coppola, starring Bill Murray and, coincidentally, Scarlett Johansson. Won an Oscar for Best Original Screenplay. What I love about this movie is that it's a platonic friendship, and I did not want to see those two hook up when I saw this movie in the theater. The age difference was just so huge. I think she was in her 20s at the time, and he was probably in his 60s. And I'm like, they better not hook up. And they didn't, and they kept it platonic and sweet and innocent. And
but there was still kind of the tension there.
Well,
I thought.
I think he played the role of her kind of muse or mentor, and they I mean, I've been in relationships like that were just purely platonic, but they got something from you and you got something from them and you benefited off each other, and then you go your separate ways, never to see each other again. I've had many relationships
Hand
like
jobs?
that.
Like the black suit Spider-Man.
What the?
Like the black suit Spider-Man.
What are you talking about?
What? It's symbiote. It's
Oh,
symbiotic
so Venom and all that stuff. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah. Let's just keep going.
All right.
We got to bring it down a little bit
That was a
for
stretch.
Joe too.
But no, that's what I loved about this movie. It was a movie about a platonic relationship where two people benefited from each other and grew from each other, and then kind of went their separate ways. And like I said, I can come up with many relationships in my life where that was similar to that. Ryan, you were kind of nodding as I was playing the clip. Your thoughts on Lost in Translation?
Again, I can't believe how long ago it came out. It doesn't seem like that long ago.
2003.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
But no, it was a great movie. It didn't make my list. I considered it, but I like these ones that I wrote down a little bit better. But yeah, great movie. It was a little boring at times. Not a lot going on sometimes, but other than that, yeah, great movie. I love the Bill Murray, so can't go wrong with that guy.
One thing I always think about when this movie comes up is reminds me of a story when I was in Hollywood way back in 2005, and me and my friend Dennis went to this high-rise apartment building to interview a guy for a documentary, and this guy was amazing. He was in his 80s. He played hockey, and he knew Bob Hope and Dean Martin, all the big Golden Age names and everything. And as we're sitting there in this high-rise on Hollywood Boulevard, I said, "Oh, you got any famous neighbors?" And he goes, "Oh, yeah, a girl above me is famous." I'm like, "Who is she?" And he goes, I can't remember her name. What was she in? And the only movie he was able to blurt out was Lost in Translation. And I'm like, holy crap. Scarlett Johansson was his upstairs neighbor in the apartment building. That was pretty cool.
Wow.
Yeah. Did you see this movie?
I did, and I saw it at the theater, and I really liked it. It did not make my top 10. Mainly because mine.
Okay, over.
Yeah, I know, right?
You need a Tums?
I don't know.
I think he needs a napkin.
Yeah, mainly because mine are a little bit different. You know, they have a more of a definitive ending of relationships. So I did not put this on my list. No.
Did they ever reveal what he whispered in her ear at the end of the movie?
I don't think so.
I think it was just between Bill Murray and Scarlett Johansson. I don't think it was ever revealed what he said. I was always curious about that, though. Richie, did you see this movie?
Might be online now.
I have not seen this movie.
We need to have a film fest.
Never had
my
a
friend.
desire to see it. So
These are deep, good movies.
They sound pretty sad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just left a documentary thing because they're all sad.
This may surprise you, but getting back to Forrest Gump, I cried during Forrest Gump. I know.
Don't tell me that stuff. I'm about to take a drink.
What part?
Well, the biggest part was at her, spoiler alert, gravesite was brutal. Brutal, man. I wept openly. Ooh, that was rough. Remember that part?
Yeah.
Yeah. You look like you're getting a little misty-eyed.
No, not at all. I was thinking about the ping pong.
my
mama said ping pong paddle. It's just a little white lie. Wouldn't hurt nobody.
My back was hurting, so that's why I'm misty-eyed.
All right, I'm going to throw out one more movie before we go around the table. This one.
He's got another one.
This one tricked me a little bit. I had memories of this movie not having a happy ending, and then I popped it in and watched it last night, and it kind of tricked me. It does sort of have a feel-good happy ending. So you might consider this a traditional rom-com, but I wanted to include it because of the path to that led to the end of this movie. Let me start by playing a clip from the trailer.
Men and women can't be friends because no man can be friends with a woman that he finds attractive. He always wants to have sex with her.
So you're saying that a man can be friends with a woman he finds unattractive?
No, you pretty much want to nail him too.
I need to talk.
What happened?
What's the matter?
Harry came over last
I went
night.
over to Sally's last night.
Because I was upset that Joe was getting married.
One thing led to another.
And before I knew it, we were kissing,
To make
and
a long
then
story short,
we did it.
They did it.
Yes! 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 Oh! Oh!
I'll have what she's having.
When Harry Met Sally, 1989. Talk about a long time ago.
Sorry, that was very unprofessional. Bring my girlfriend here and do that.
That was what, 30? Am I doing the math right on this? 30 years ago this movie came out? Holy crud. Directed by the great Rob Reiner, Meathead. Written by Nora Ephron. Starring my buddy, Billy Crystal.
Ow!
And, of course, the lovely Meg Ryan, who was just at her absolute peak in this movie.
Hey, Billy Crystal isn't just your buddy.
Yeah?
He's Rich and ours buddy, too.
Ow!
He's not my buddy.
Ouch! There. Oh, this one's for you, Tim. There you go.
Somebody needs to take the buzzer away from that guy.
So when Harry Met Sally, this is about two people who meet when they drive from the University of Chicago to New York. They have this deep conversation in the car ride. And then they go their separate ways, and they don't even really like each other, even though he says she's attractive, but they don't even really like each other. They go their separate ways for 5 years. 5 years go by. And then they run into each other again at the airport, and they get seated next to each other on an airplane. They kind of rekindle a little bit, but then another 5 years goes by. So now 10 years have gone by before they run into each other again. And at this point in their lives, they're single, but they try this platonic friendship where they're talking on the phone every night and they're having dinner and doing things together. And again, this is something I relate to. I've been in these platonic relationships where I'm going dancing, I'm going to dinner, I'm going to movies and hanging out at her place and her hanging out at my place, and then nothing comes of it. And when I express interest, like, I don't know where you got that idea. And it's like, oh, okay. So
Wait.
Yes.
You dance?
Yes. Oh, I used to dance like a mofo. I was the guy, I would go to weddings and everyone's wives would dance with me because none of my buddies wanted to dance. I would polka. I would do all kinds of stuff. I was a polka.
I would polka.
I would square dance.
I was cutting up rug.
I was clogging,
poking.
I grew up in Hamtramck,
Dancing
man.
the jig.
I had to know how to poke. It was the law.
Mind if we dance with your date?
We were just leaving.
We're gonna polka.
Mind if we polka with your date? That was me.
Oh my God.
So I was in these, relationships where I thought maybe they were going one way, and she was like, "Where did you get that idea?" And then it would get ugly.
Did you get the? I really want to sleep with somebody, anybody but you.
I've gotten that.
Okay.
Sure.
What about I should really get that license plate?
What's that?
That happened to you.
I should really.
I should really get that license plate we were talking about. I'll explain it off the air.
Right. Now I had heard that the original ending to Harry Met Sally, they did not get together and they went their separate ways at the end of the movie, and I think that would have made for a better movie if they did not have the happy ending. I think the happy ending was probably a product of the studio or maybe test audiences who wanted to see them get together. But I think it would have been a better movie had they not gotten together at the end. So that's the only thing that ruined this movie for me as a Valentine's Day movie is that or an anti-Valentine's Day movie is that they got together at the end. But up until that point, they're platonic friends throughout most of the movie. Ryan, your thoughts on When Harry Met Sally?
I really don't have much to contribute with this. It was a really long time ago that I saw it, and I was probably too young to really appreciate or care. I do have a Harry Met Sally kind of relationship with somebody though. Like there's a girl that I talk to here and there, and then we go our separate ways, and then we just kind of keep running into each other years later. And so like I can relate to it.
Do you agree with Billy Crystal's comment at the beginning of that clip where he says it's almost impossible for a man and a woman to be platonic friends?
I disagree.
You disagree?
I disagree.
Huh? I'm the complete opposite. I totally agree with that statement.
There's tons of people that I have no interest in a relationship or sexual at all. Just your friend.
What does that have anything to do with their looks?
No.
So there are attractive
there
women that you were like, I don't need to sleep with them.
I mean, if it doesn't, if the connection's not there, it's not there.
Interesting.
I ain't no man whore.
I think it's hoe. Tim, your thoughts on When Harry?
If I did see it, I don't remember it. I don't think I've ever seen it, honestly.
I did one little fact I learned about there's a phone call after Harry and Sally have sex. They call their friends who had gotten married. And so there's like a three-way split screen. Billy Crystal, Harry's on one side, Meg Ryan's on the other side, and the couple's in the middle. And they did that in one long, continuous, unbroken take. And someone always managed to screw up their lines, and they finally got it right after the 60th try.
Oh, my.
They did that scene there's a little clip that I played.
Wow.
They did that scene over 60 times, and they said one of the takes, they got all the way to the end. Everyone hung up the phone on cue, and then Bruno Kirby, who's in bed, sitting in bed with Carrie Fisher, botched his very last line, and they had to do it again.
Wow.
Rich, your thoughts on When Harry Met Sally?
Sound like a good movie, I guess. I have not seen it.
No.
I got
4 out of your 5 movies I have not seen.
Harry Met Sally is one of the most popular rom-coms of all time, and you have not seen it.
I have not seen When Harry Met.
I want to back it up a little bit.
Oh, back it up.
Back it up.
Beep, beep,
So
beep,
you are saying that you cannot have a platonic relationship with a woman.
Oh, we're back on this again?
Well, I'm about to make things uncomfortable.
I'm not saying.
Are we going to beat this in the ground?
I'm going to make this uncomfortable because
let me say it. Let me put it this way: I am capable of having a platonic relationship with a woman, but
not by choice.
That's partly true. That's partly true. And if the situation were to arise where she were to suggest something, I'd be like, okay.
So when I was married, you were a friend to my wife. So you're telling me that it wasn't a platonic relationship with my wife, Johnson. Right now you're telling me that
it was.
No, that's not what you just said. That's not what you just said.
It was a platonic relationship. It was.
I'm not saying
it was a plutonium.
I'm staying out of this.
It was a plutonium relationship.
Talk to you after the show. All right, so that's my top 5. I'm curious to see what you guys brought to the table.
Yes.
So Ryan, what do you got?
What do you got, Ryan?
All right.
Throw it out there.
Listen, wife stealer.
Yeah, that's what I'm known for.
Home wrecker.
Listen, home wrecker. That's where it all went south.
You let Joe hang around.
No, so my number one is kind of along the same lines as your Harry Met Sally idea, where it's most of the movie is like not a romantic holiday kind of thing. He does get the girl in the end, but I think the majority of the movie is about his agony, even though it's comedy, and that's Forgetting Sarah Marshall.
Yeah.
So, you know, for the most part, you know, he's just super upset about the breakup, and he's having a really hard time dealing with it, and you know, it takes a long time to even move on from it, and I think it's absolutely hysterical.
Jason Segel nails that type of character, that guy who loses his girl to the handsome guy, the down and out sad sack. He's great at that.
Yeah, because he kind of played the same character in
Freaks and
My
Geeks
So-Called Life. Oh no,
Freaks and Geeks.
Freaks and Geeks.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah, so I think it's hysterical. Tons of funny quotes and memorable moments. And Russell Brand, I thought, was amazing in it. Great character. I wish they would have done that justice when they tried to do a spinoff. I feel like even though Get Him the Greek was pretty good, I still think that it failed for what he was in Forgetting Sarah Marshall. But yeah, great, hilarious thing. I love when he's crying and the front desk calls and they're like, yeah, we got to complain about somebody crying. He's like, I think it's the woman upstairs. You're on the top floor. I'll keep it down.
Didn't Jason Segel do full frontal nudity in that movie?
He did.
That was a bold.
That was a big move on his part.
Yeah, it was big.
Ding ding-a-ling.
It was definitely a bold thing.
Got a surprise for you.
I love the chef. I'm playing your clip for you right there.
I appreciate that.
What's the female's name in that movie? I apologize for drawing a blank, but she's a
Who are you apologizing to?
She's a Michigander, so
Who
she
are you
might hear this. What's her name? Kristen
Bell.
I don't remember who was in it.
Kristen Bell. Yeah.
Oh,
She's a Michigander, and she's done
Veronica
some
Mars.
really good stuff. Yeah,
Okay. Yeah.
All right.
She's married
Tim?
to Dax Shepard, who's also a Michigan guy.
Yeah.
Well, that's right. Yeah. I saw it like one time, and I thought it was good. I really liked the puppet aspect more to it than anything else, honestly. But
oh, that's right. He was a puppeteer.
Yeah.
For a
Because
second, I thought you were getting the Muppets mixed up with this movie because he was.
But I think that is how he was able to get into work his way into writing and directing that.
He played the Muppet theme teme in the movie. He was crying.
Yeah, he did. Didn't he?
Yeah. Richie,
he's crying.
How we doing over there? You see this one?
I saw the preview.
Wow, man!
Did not see the movie though.
You should have stayed at your documentary short film festival, man.
Yeah, I mean,
oh, man.
They're both depressing, so I guess I flipped a coin and came up here.
Forgetting Sarah Marshall's not depressing; it's hilarious.
It's painful at times, but no, it is very funny, and it's tough to see him go through that. But yeah, no, I think that's a great pick.
Thank you.
All right,
I appreciate it.
1 of 5 movies I've seen.
That one's on you.
There's 6.
The second one I got on here is The Breakup with Vince Vaughn and Jennifer Aniston. I think that they definitely captured a certain aspect of certain relationships, and I get super frustrated with Vince Vaughn in this movie. Like, he makes my anxiety flare up because of his stupidity. And then the whole back and forth and get back together, but not get back together. But then should we get back together? But I don't know if we should get back together because you don't want to get back together.
I wonder if this, I haven't seen it, but I can't help but wonder if this takes elements from Friends. Because that's one thing that drove me crazy on Friends was the whole Ross and Rachel and will they and won't they, and they get together and someone screws it up. Do you see similar themes there?
No.
It sounds similar.
No, not at all. It's just it's a typical breakup where you have to divide your life up. You have to sell the house, but nobody's going to move out of the house. And Vince Vaughn kind of goes out of his way to be a pain in the ass and like do things just to kind of upset her. And then she retaliates by moving on and like bringing a guy home.
Oh my God.
Not home, but like he comes to pick her up or whatever. And
After she got a Brazilian.
And so like, and then there
was he Brazilian? Is that what
and then there was a point where she like wanted him back, so like she did the whole trick where like she walked out of the bathroom naked and walked by him.
I saw that clip on some website,
and like he was like, "What website was that, Joe?"
I can't have Mr. or something.
Weird. Joe watches
YouTube or you something.
I don't think that would be on YouTube.
So yeah, it just like Vince Vaughn does stuff just to irritate her, and it like you get frustrated, like, why are you doing that? Like, stop!
It's
Jennifer you love her, like he still loves her, and like you could get her back if you didn't do these stupid things. And like even before the breakup happens, when they're together, he's doing these dumb, idiotic things, and it's just like, why? Like, why? It's so simple to just concede and like have a happy medium, and I'll help you, you help me kind of thing.
Yeah.
Give and take of a relationship, and he just doesn't do it.
Does this have a happy ending or no?
No.
Oh,
They don't end up back together?
No.
Okay.
Interesting.
I've seen it once. It's another one that, I mean, I thought it was okay, but I just, nothing that I committed to memory or anything.
Richie, anything?
Yeah, I saw it.
You did see it?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I saw it. It was tearjerker. Thank you. Thank you.
Two out of 10 right now?
They love me.
2 out of 8?
They really love me.
2 out of 10, just like his Oscar picks.
It was good. I thought they both did excellent jobs. And the sad thing is, I know relationships like that. I've seen them like that. You just don't understand it when it's going on. But you're not when you're involved in it like that. I guess you go crazy.
I've never really experienced this, but I always wonder how two people who meet and fall in love and get married and have the googly eyes for each other, how things can get so ugly to the point where they hate each other's guts.
Because they got a friend
I'll talk to you
who
after the
can't
show.
have platonic relationships. They have a friend who can't have platonic relationships with girls. And he ruins it all.
The thin line between love and hate, Johnson.
I guess, man.
That was my Joe Johnson callback, in case it went.
I caught it.
Because I feel like it bombed.
No, I got it. I mean, did you hear Tim's? His was good too.
Yeah, I know. He interrupted my.
Sorry. Sorry.
That's why my mom bombed.
Nah, his was good. I like it.
I can't chime in on this one. I haven't seen it other than that one clip.
Multiple times.
Yeah, I really liked it at the beginning of the clip.
Very interesting.
And then like really got really into it. And then after a while, I lost interest. Sorry, my apologies to Kevin Nealon for stealing that bit.
The funny bit.
Interested? Not interested.
And
I was interested again.
Interested again.
Interested. Not interested.
And then I saw Jason Segel. No.
Got a surprise for you. All right, so my next movie on my list here is one that I'll be surprised if a lot of you guys have seen it, and that is, I think it was like 96 maybe, starring Reese Witherspoon and Mark Wahlberg, a movie called Fear. Anybody see Fear?
Nothing on this end.
Yes and no.
I'm pretty sure
hell does that mean?
that I did rent it.
I went on a date with, oh my God, do you remember her?
I do.
That was our first date.
I remember her.
And she, in the middle of the movie, just grabbed me and started raping me in the theater.
You sure that wasn't at Schindler's List?
No, it was Fear. It was Fear because it was really odd that happened during Fear. I don't know what Mark Wahlberg did to get her going.
Or say hello to your mother for me.
But she just attacked me in the theater.
All his stories have the similar theme. We were having a conversation the other day, and I'm like letting my heart out. I'm telling him these horror dating stories, and I'm like, "You got anything similar, Rich?" And he's like, "Yeah." So one time I'm having sex with this girl. I'm like, no, you can't start off like that. That's not a sad story.
Or it ends with me having sex.
That's not true because he's got a story about this girl that had a bush like you wouldn't believe.
Oh, jeez.
It was like, holy cow. Like, talk about a Brillo pad.
This tape will self-destruct in 5 seconds.
I don't know what Ryan's talking about.
I'll talk to you after the show.
Talk to me after the show, but yes.
What about the girl with the ear thing?
I did see Fear.
That had nothing to do with sex, though. That was being a wingman, and actually you want to bring that up a little bit later.
Wait, what?
Bring up the whole wingman concept.
The ear thing.
All right, what do you got
Oh.
next?
Wait, I didn't even talk about this movie.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
I said the word fear.
It
and
really
the
wasn't
guy
that good of a
saw it.
movie.
Oh,
but-
that's right. I don't know anything about that.
That's why I want to talk about it a little bit. It actually is a great performance by Mark Wahlberg.
Oh, he's psychotic in it.
He is. So it starts out, he's interested in Reese Witherspoon. He like plays the nice guy role and kind of, manipulates her into falling for him. He does a really interesting move on a roller coaster in which he canoodles a little bit with Reese on the roller coaster.
Rich
I'm
has
surprised
probably
you didn't
done-
see that scene.
No.
It's very difficult to do on the Blue Street.
It's very shaky. Although I find they like it.
Rich is part of some sort of roller coaster club, I'm sure.
So
Ferris wheel, roller coasters,
and then
demon drop.
So what happens is
Funhouse.
he eventually turns psychotic. She doesn't want to date him anymore, and he like manipulates and stalks and is super creepy to the point where like mom and dad they're like locking up the house and he's coming after him, and it's such like it's very very intense, and he does a great job.
It is.
Definitely check out the trailer.
I really don't know how it became a makeup movie.
It's
A
'cause-
makeup movie. Oh, you're,
I
in
got-
your situation.
Yeah.
Look, I know the girl, and that's why is because there's something wrong with it.
No, I'm pretty sure that I've seen this, but I don't remember. Now he legitimately was just like some crazy stalker. There was no twist at the end that he was like redeemed or anything, right?
No.
He actually was like a great.
Yeah, he was
okay.
the
Then
bad
they
guy.
killed him at the
Like
end.
he
didn't
was
they?
like a good, like he thought he was a good guy.
Yeah,
he played up
yeah,
like
okay.
You would think he was me. He was such a good guy.
What are
Say
you
hello
trying
to your
tell
mother
us?
for me.
Yes.
All right, moving on. The next one I got is I don't know where you categorize it really, but it to me is not a very happy movie when it comes to love and things of that nature, and that's American Beauty.
That's a tough one. That's a painful one. Yeah.
Yeah. So, really great acting though by Kevin Spacey. Was Annette Bening, right?
Yeah,
That was his
and
wife.
Annette Bening and
then-
Mira Sorvino.
Oh,
was the one that he was obsessed
Sorvino.
with.
She was
And
interesting.
then Thora Birch and her big
No.
ones.
Is that her name? Mina
Mira-
Savari.
Mina Savari. Yeah, it's the other one.
Yeah.
Paul Sorvino's daughter.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mina Savari. She was introduced to the world in this movie, and she was
No, she's
amazing.
introduced to the world.
Yeah, she was in American Pie.
Was she?
Yeah.
Mina Savari was?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
But that's where people got to know her a little better.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just everything about this movie, like Kevin Spacey's ride and roller coaster of a ride, and all the things that are intertwined, and the dad who hates, but then wants to make out with them. Like, it's
Oh,
just
right,
Oh,
right.
yeah.
so many interesting twists and turns,
And the misunderstanding at the end. Oh my god.
yeah, like just wow, what a crazy movie, and like
I think my
not
favorite moment in that movie.
you
and-
watched it a bunch. I missed her.
This won Best Picture, I believe, American Beauty. My favorite moment is when he decides that he doesn't necessarily have to work for money anymore, so he takes the job at the drive-thru. I
Oh, yeah.
absolutely
Oh, yeah.
love that moment where
And
he's
he's-
just
Oh, yeah,
so
no, I
happy
know.
and so content
Right.
working the drive-thru.
And
Man,
then
that
was
was
it
awesome.
Peter Gallagher and Annette Bening go through the drive-thru?
Oh, that's right. Because
Yeah.
she's
Yeah, but he didn't even really care at that point.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah, he
Right?
didn't care.
He was
He's like just happy and
Yeah.
content, and yeah. If we ever get around, and I'm sure it's something that I want to do when we get around to greatest movie endings, or maybe most surprising movie endings, this definitely is one to talk about. I don't want to ruin it for anyone who hasn't seen it, but
Came out in '99. If you haven't seen it now, you gotta watch it.
but yeah, crazy ending. But yeah, that's a good one. That's
Thanks.
a good pick.
Thanks.
You're bringing your A game, my friend.
I always bring my A game. What are you talking about?
My
over
comments
there?
on this movie is I never saw it.
What the hell's
But
wrong?
there's a
You
story.
never saw
behind it,
American
too.
Beauty?
No.
Oh,
There's a
yeah,
story.
It's a great movie.
There's a story behind it, but let's save it for off the air.
That's one of those movies I think I only saw it because of its Academy Award nomination, and when I saw it, I'm like, wow, that's pretty damn great.
It was good. And then I'll ruin it for everybody. We did actually have to kick a guy out of the theater for pleasuring himself while watching this movie.
Seriously?
While watching the movie,
To that movie?
Went,
interesting.
sat in the movie by himself. Nobody else was in the theater. Decided to have a little happy time.
And one of the the open to movies for dumb guys is a compilation of I think it's the 100 greatest movie moments, and it kind of speeds by kind of quickly. But if you pause it, there's that rose petal scene with Mina Savari is in there, and that is one of the most iconic.
Joe's pausing it.
It's at
but that's
it's at the 1 minute and 2
imagery.
second mark of the clip we show.
That
Can you tell me what?
Remember, I really got into it, and then I got more into it, and then I lost interest after a while.
Can you tell me the Is it like 5 minutes, 32 seconds?
I got.
Did you at least
really
get
into it.
Ryan? Did you at least get Pee Wee Herman's autograph when you before you kicked him out?
He took a really weird photo with me.
Oh, yeah,
Kind of looks like the one that Joe has hanging up in his office. But
do the drop.
Joe,
never mind.
What? Oh,
remember when you were playing with Pee
I
Wee?
don't think it counts if you bring up my name drops. But okay.
He was telling you to drop it because you were supposed to jump in there.
You guys
I'm
both,
at Pee Wee.
You guys
I was
both
trying-
got your picture taken with them.
Damn, they're throwing you softballs, and you're
Seriously.
just daydreaming.
Swinging over.
Never mind.
I know you ever. What am I?
Huh?
Never mind.
What's the next one, Ryan?
Son of a bitch.
That was that 5?
Was that 5?
No, that was 4. I'm gonna throw my next one out there. Any of these could kind of go in there, but I'm gonna throw out Leaving Las Vegas.
Yes.
I couldn't bring myself to watch this one.
God,
I
yes.
probably would have jumped off a bridge after seeing this.
Did that
one.
win Best
I'm
Picture?
having a moment.
Did that win Best Picture?
I don't know, but I know
Nicolas Cage. Did he win?
I don't know.
Or Elizabeth Shue might have won.
Could be.
That's why Rich is
yeah.
moaning like that. Is he has a shoe fetish? He's
That's good.
totally over there.
Wow.
There. He's
That
the guy
movie.
I had to kick out.
That movie. Wow.
During Leaving Las Vegas.
That movie. Holy crap, man. That was
So, but
good.
you haven't seen it.
I've seen this one. I own this one. I even have the official movie trailer or poster at my house.
Really?
Yeah, where she's leaning over him. And he
Rich at that time he was big. Elizabeth Shue fan.
Oh
I'm
man,
not
I
kidding
love
you.
Elizabeth Shue back then, man.
He,
I still do.
I think
man.
he subscribed to like Vogue or Cosmo back then, and he used to have on his refrigerator. Like he pulled out a picture out of the magazine and put it on his refrigerator.
I didn't really subscribe. I actually stole that from my friend's Vogue magazine.
Doesn't sound any better
That's
at
what
all.
yourself to a glamour
It's like-
magazine.
I'm like reading it. I'm in the bathroom reading it. And I was like, I'm taking this picture home.
On his refrigerator.
That's
For a long time too.
I don't want to know how you
It was-
stuck it to the
probably-
fridge.
Probably about 5-6 years.
wasn't coming down.
I think a girlfriend had to throw it away before it
She had to
disappeared.
chisel it off.
But, man,
The putty
that
knife.
movie. I got so mad at that movie. Remember? I got so
Smelled like
mad at
bleach
the
and
movie.
mayonnaise.
Did they both die at the end?
No.
I don't remember.
Nick succeeded. I was proud of Nick. He succeeded.
He did what he intended to do.
Yep.
Okay,
I
I
remember-
couldn't remember if they both did or not.
I just remember him like walking down the aisle at the grocery store just with a shopping cart full of alcohol and just throwing more bottles and bottles of
Yeah.
alcohol in.
Gosh.
And that's where my quote came from, Joe. He got drunk and like fell down or whatever, and like he got up and was like, I'm a prickly pear. So,
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, it was an amazing performance. That's probably, I still think, one of his best performances. And Elizabeth was just, oh my God. It's just acting
I
clinic.
can't bring myself to watch it.
Oh,
It's a good movie.
it's good.
It's good.
Yeah.
All right.
is.
So there's 5 from Ryan.
Yep.
Tim, what you got there?
Yeah, mine are a little bit different probably because, like I said, mine are a little bit more of a definitive ending, maybe like a little bit more horrific endings than the ones that you guys are talking about. And they're not necessarily starting out as romantic comedies or anything. So my number 1 is Kill Bill 1 and 2.
I actually have that on my list as a kind of an honorable mention. Yeah.
Yeah. Obviously, she, he puts a bullet in her head right in the beginning of the first movie.
During her wedding.
Yeah.
And she was pregnant,
during the wedding.
too.
Exactly. So
And then she
she
kills
ends
him,
up
dude.
coming
Oh,
back and seeking revenge, having to fight. How many people did she have to fight to get to him?
Tons.
Well, there's the Crazy 88s, and then there was the Fox
uh,
Force 5,
yeah.
or whatever.
Right.
So, yeah.
She had to go through like all them, and then finally gets her revenge against Bill at the end.
Yeah.
5-finger death punch.
Yeah.
And
Exactly.
yeah, I consider this one of both. I like the first half better than, or part 1 better than part 2, but I still consider Kill Bill to be among Quentin Tarantino's masterpieces. For me,
Yeah.
Pulp Fiction's at the top, and I think for me personally, Kill Bill is a close second to Pulp Fiction.
I still wish that they would release the whole bloody affair.
Just edit it all together as one.
Well, yeah, and then add in the Michael Jai White scenes. I mean,
Yeah.
there was scenes that were cut out that I would like to see back in there.
Yeah, I finally saw that scene. There was I think a bonus feature on the DVD.
Oh, okay.
And it's great. I wish they would have left that in there. He was awesome in that.
Was he a member? So was his character? His character was a member of that group too, right? Or no?
No, it was like in an alley or something. Like he
okay.
like confronted him in an alley, and Bill like fought him in an alley, right? Like I seem to recall, yeah.
Bill fought him, or
I thought it was
or
Bill.
she fought him. Okay, I don't know. I don't remember.
Yeah, she was telling a flashback about Bill, and they like confronted each other. In an alley,
okay.
if I remember correctly, yeah.
All right.
But yeah, no, that was on my list. Just the ultimate revenge movie, and sometimes it was tough seeing some of the things she went through with like Michael Madsen's character and all that stuff. But just
what was the name of the Hollywood movie car in there, Joe?
The Putty Wagon.
Oh, okay. Like it. What is the edit? Is that what the edited versions on, like, if it's on TBS or something?
But I think it just it does say something.
It says something. They fixed it.
They changed it.
Course,
Oh, okay. I thought it just was a smear and then just said wagon. But
you know what's crazy? I went into Toys R Us one day and looking at their diecast cars, and there sitting on the shelf of Toys R Us was the Putty Wagon. Now the box was censored. It had like red paint over the first word, but the car inside was not censored.
But
so
you couldn't see that.
I think you could.
Until-
I think you could see it.
Oh,
yeah,
really?
I
Wow.
think.
Amazing.
And to find that in Toys R Us, that blew my mind.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
One of the best whistles ever is in that movie. The whole the nurse that was whistling.
Oh yeah, that was actually from a movie called Twisted Nerve that was out before.
Awesome.
It was like, yeah, I can't do it. Rich, did you ever see a movie called Kill Bill 1 and 2?
Yes. In fact, because of Kill Bill, I was able to find a song that my mom and I were looking for when I was little by Frank Mills called oh crap, what was the name of it?
My number 2 movie.
I just know Frank Mills was there.
Bang Bang?
No. Music Box Dancer.
Oh, that's a good song.
Ever since I was like a little kid, my mom and I were trying to figure out the name of that song.
Yeah.
And that was in that
It's
movie?
instrumental.
It was in that movie, yeah.
Oh,
Too bad
okay.
my mom was dead by the time the movie came out and I saw it. But,
Yeah, I was like, Johnson, don't reach for the sound effect, man.
I looked at the sky and said, I found it, Ma.
Tim, bring the room up again, Tim.
Okay, well, I don't know if I can do it with this movie, but my number 2 movie is
Yeller.
a movie that came out in 2014.
Spoiler alert.
No, I didn't get that. Well, maybe. Ex Machina. And this one was actually nominated. I think this was nominated for some stuff too.
Yeah.
I can't remember the guy's name, but he was in the Star Wars movies. He plays that
Harrison Ford.
that one guy.
Krennic?
Crux or Crix, or is it
The blonde guy?
the one that's in Force Awakens and
Okay.
the other one, not
I know who you're
Rogue
talking
One.
about.
I can't think of his name, but anyway, he wins he's like some computer geek. He wins a contest to go meet his like hero and stay at this guy. This guy's like some super rich like technical wizard. He wins a trip there for like a week. So this guy has like created. It's kind of like it's kind of sounds like her a little bit possibly, but this is an actual female robot that he has created. So he starts talking to her, and he ends up like having feelings for her. So they plan their escape because she wants to go out and be in the real world, and so they end up killing the guy, and then she ends up, spoiler alert, leaving him there trapped in the building himself, and she takes off so she can go like live her own life. And yeah, it was actually
I haven't
very
seen
good
this
movie.
one, but it looked great.
Well, you don't
The
need to
effects
now because
look
I
great,
gave it
and-
away, but
No, it actually intrigues me. Like
yeah, it's actually a very good movie. Not a ton of action in it, but very good.
Have you guys seen it?
Nope. It was on my list to see, and I just haven't got around to it yet.
let me tell you about this movie. I heard it was pretty good from Tim.
Really? No
Yeah.
one else has seen it. Okay. My number 3, and I think I've talked about this before, is The Last American Virgin.
I thought about
I think
putting
it came
this
out
on my
the
list.
same year as Fast Times at
Fast
Ridgemont High.
Times, yeah.
Kind of similar, but yeah, the main guy character just kind of gets screwed over through the whole movie.
Yeah.
He initially meets the new girl and is giving her rides to work, or well, rides to school, and then she ends up falling for his buddy. He knocks her up. So she goes to get an abortion,
And the buddy dumps her, right? Like
the buddy
treats
dumps her
like
because when he
garbage,
finds out that she's pregnant or whatever. So then he's kind of like back with her, goes and stays with her like after she gets the abortion, whatever. Thinks they're together. They shows up at a party, is looking for her, goes into the kitchen, and she's making out with his buddy again.
The guy that knocked
and
her
then
up,
he
yeah.
leaves and is crying.
Yeah.
The last scene is the credits playing while he's driving and crying.
I need to get this on DVD. I remember
I have it
when it was on cable. I watched it over and over again and again. That was a movie that I really related to.
Yeah,
as you might.
She is a horrible
suspect.
actress. I will say that. Watching now, she is
Makes
just
me feel better about
an
my
awful
life.
actress. And what
That's
she was
my-
in a couple
that's my
big
job.
big movies back then. And I can't
Really
think of her
depresses
name.
me.
She
Yeah,
was in a
that's
couple things back then.
that's a painful movie. But yeah, I thought about putting it on my list. It's just I haven't seen it in such a long time. But
There, I will
I
say
need to
this:
get
there's
it.
probably some good scenes that were on the page
Mr.
that you've seen the Jennifer Aniston stuff
Yeah.
on.
The difference between that and Fast Times is the
BBQ.
guy eventually gets the girl
Right,
at the end.
exactly,
So that has
yeah.
like a happy ending where
Yeah.
Last American Virgin is just painful, man.
Exactly.
Have you guys seen it?
I have, but like you said, I
Long
didn't put
time.
it on here. It's been a while. So.
Yeah.
You ever seen Last American Virgin, Ricky? Rich?
No. He's
I
lived
was
it.
the last American version.
We should have a contest. Which of us four was the last virgin? I think I have that one won.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Go by age or year?
Age.
Age?
Can't go by age. Can't go by year. I could have been 10 when you.
Knowing you were probably getting it on when you were 10.
No, not. Nope. You'd be shocked.
Dan Hemme was. Remember Dan Hemme?
Oh, gosh.
I just turned 14.
Yeah.
Just throws it out there for everybody in the world.
I'll talk to you guys after the show. All right, what else you got, Tim?
My number 4 is actually a movie that came out in 2007. I think you took me to this movie, and it is Paranormal Activity.
Interesting. Explain why you feel like this is a
because the whole-
anti-Valentine's Day movie.
Well, I just feel that it is, the movie is kind of like a love story up until a certain point between the two main characters.
Mm-hmm.
And then obviously they're showing all the stuff that she's going through.
Right.
And then at the end, they just kind of kick you in the nuts with her being the one that like ends up killing him.
Yeah.
And then turning into the, and then that continued on with her character. But just that
Yeah.
first one, it was just like, you're not really expecting that to happen.
Yeah, and you're watching the relationship unravel because of all the stuff that's going on, and yeah.
So I mean, like I said, when we planned this, I wasn't thinking rom-com. I was just thinking more about relationships that just kind of went down the tubes or
Yeah.
went.
No, now
awry
that you've
or
explained
whatever,
yourself, I see where you're coming from. I think this is a good addition to the list. Yeah.
Never saw it.
Never saw the first Paranormal Activity. It was a phenomenon.
I know it was, but it's not my
Wow.
not my thing. Not my
Huh.
genre. Not into it.
Richie,
I have
He's just not that into you.
you look like you're possessed right now.
I
Oh,
did
here we
not see it.
Yeah, no, that's
All right.
Carolyn.
That's a good one. All right, what
Uh,
else you got?
my next one is
Number 5.
yeah. Well, I'm just gonna skip over. Deadly Friend that came out in 1986. Wes Craven movie with Patricia Arquette and Albert from Little House on the Prairie. Albert is a geeky. Well, I don't know his name in the movie, but he's some geeky kid who's got like a robot that he's created. He's like super smart. They move to a new town. Patricia Arquette is his next door neighbor, who's being abused by her father. That he like figures out, and the father doesn't want her like hanging around with the kid. Next door, eventually. There's like a evil lady that lives in the town that doesn't want the kids on her lawn. She's got it all. So they go to play a prank on her. She ends up shooting the robot BB with the shotgun. The dad ends up, I think maybe that night, Patricia Arquette gets home late. The dad ends up abusing her. She like goes down the stairs or falls down the stairs, ends up in the hospital and is brain dead. So he takes the chip from BB, puts it into Patricia Arquette's character to bring her back to life, and then she ends up like flipping out. At the end, he goes to break her out of the hospital again, and her face starts ripping off, and she's turned into like a deformed version of BB, and then she snaps his neck, and that's the end.
Son,
it's a great movie.
I'm just gonna tell you this one time.
Yes.
You want to keep working here. Stay off the drugs.
That doesn't even sound remotely familiar to me. I think you just made the whole thing up.
I wish I could. I wish I could.
I remember the
think of
title
Wes
Deadly
Craven.
Friend, but that description, man,
It has one of the
no.
greatest death scenes in it ever, because when she goes out for revenge, when she's like the robot, half robot, half Patricia Arquette, right? Oh, it's the lady from Throw Mama from the Train, by the way.
Oh.
so she goes into the house, has a basketball.
I love that lady.
Throws a basketball. Throws a basketball at her head, and her head just goes explodes, and then the body's like walking around and shooting blood out. It's great.
Was sultry.
Yeah. I should make you watch it on Halloween.
I might give it a shot. It sounds pretty wild.
Hated it.
Richie, you never saw it?
Is that your
Never
5?
saw it. Never
That
saw
is
it.
my 5.
Richie, did you bring a list, or are you just going to make this up?
It's coming in my head right now.
Throw some titles at us.
Big. The movie Big. Not only is she a pedophile,
Yeah.
but they fell in love.
You're correct.
And then at the end, he went back to
Never
being a
be
kid.
together. That was the one thing about that movie that bugged me when they consummated their friendship or relationship. I'm like, wait a second, he's like a 12-year-old. That's not right.
Right?
That was a Penny Marshall movie, wasn't it? Yeah, I'm surprised they went in that direction. But
Yeah.
yeah.
That's where I learned how to eat baby corn.
All right. Anyone want to comment on Big?
It's a great movie.
Okay. Already then.
He's a poet.
Black Snake Moan.
I love that.
Oh, sorry.
No, I like Big. That's it.
Okay. I was going to talk about Black Snake Moan.
I love Land.
Are you just looking at things?
All right. Get
I
serious
never
here.
saw
Black Snake Moan.
Black Snake Moan.
I think I saw a clip of that online.
This good movie.
Probably a couple clips.
Great
It's
movie.
Christina Ricci, right?
Yeah.
Great movie. Oh, yeah. She did a great job.
Oh, yeah.
Samuel
What I
Jackson.
saw, she
Samuel Jackson. I mean, come on.
I'm really interested in her performances.
Again, another 12-year-old boy getting raped.
Who's it? What?
Who's the theme with Rich's movies?
Yeah.
Right.
Anti-Valentines, right? Come on.
Yes. You're not going to bring up the Michael Jackson documentary, are you?
This is
Well,
it.
I really was gonna. but- any other comments on Black Snake Moan?
That's a really good movie. Of course, can't go wrong with Sam Jackson. Christina Ricci looked amazing in it, even if she was a prisoner.
I'm pretty sure I've seen it, and I think I liked it, but I don't really remember.
I've never seen it.
Isn't that a Katy Perry lyric?
What else?
Sunset Boulevard?
I thought you were going to say Deliverance.
I haven't gotten there yet.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Sunset Boulevard's interesting in that it's he's basically her boy toy.
Wait a minute. Are you Kaiser Soseing us right now?
The poster behind me.
There's
What else
literally
is there?
Sunset Boulevard and Big right there.
You did throw Black Dynamite out early, and it's hanging right.
There's no Black Snake Moan up there, though, is there?
Well, I saw Black.
Oh,
and I
he
thought-
read it wrong.
No, that Sunset Boulevard's a good
learned
one.
to
Boy toy, tragic ending. Actually, tragic beginning because it starts off with him face down in a pool, and then the dead man narrates the story, which is bizarre. But yeah, that's a good one.
Just about any superhero movie can never have the girl.
Did Superman ever get Lois Lane in any of those movies?
Yes.
Did they super do it?
Well, a couple times because they had a kid and
Yeah, but
Superman
eventually it doesn't
Returns.
work out. Fine,
Yeah.
all right, fine.
Remember?
Spider-Man, Amazing Spider-Man.
Jason Lee told me they can never do it because his superhuman sperm would go right through her
That's
uterus.
right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
Unless he had a kryptonite condom.
But that would kill him.
That's true.
Or just cause shrinkage, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, no, actually, you mentioned the first Spider-Man with Tobey Maguire. Yeah, that was like, that there's that will they, won't they, she's dating, what's his name? Harry Porker, whatever his name is. Harry Osborn. And so finally, like, when she finally is like, I'm done with Harry, I want you, Peter. And he's like, no, we can't be together. Man, that's heartbreaking. Heartbreaking. Yeah.
Heartbreaking.
Yeah.
Gone with the Wind.
Yeah, that's another one. They
Mhm.
never really did it in that movie, did they? And when she finally wants him, what's the famous line? Frankly, Scarlett.
Frankly, my dear,
I don't give a damn. Yeah. One of the greatest lines of all time.
Yeah. The Muppet movies. I mean,
didn't you date a Muppet?
No.
Naylor said he dated a Muppet.
That was a poor description
explore
of
all options
of probably that. Well, I don't want to insult any other girlfriend I had, but a very pretty girlfriend I had.
So what are you saying? The Muppets thing? Are you saying that Piggy and Kermit?
Nah, I was thinking about the show. I wasn't thinking about the movie. I forgot they got married in the
wrong
movies.
podcast, my friend.
Yeah.
All right.
But, yeah.
Is that it?
No. Got one more.
Yes.
For love of the game. Because he
Never saw
actually
that one.
retires from baseball.
Wow. He's off. Speaking of love of the game, you're off in left field over there.
I mean, it was
Don't you
pretty
got a rim
powerful.
shot?
I mean,
I need one.
I agree with you on like how he's got all this other stuff, so he becomes super focused on pitching the game.
Yeah,
dealing with all the history that he has with this woman that he's not with anymore.
Dames, they don't belong on the field.
All right, I was going to throw out a few more.
Shots fired.
Oh, man.
In your head. I mean, they can play, but they can't be in your head.
Here's a few I just threw on my list. Awesome movie about platonic friendship. Driving Miss Daisy, 1989. Morgan Freeman, Jessica Tandy. Won Oscar for Best Picture.
I know the thought. That
I'm driving you to the store. You're my best friend.
What do you think? What do you think went through my head?
What?
What do you think went through?
We'll talk about it afterwards.
This is a perfect movie about platonic friendships.
Sure.
I like
the Green Book.
I'm going to tell you what I was thinking is In Living Color did a skit called Riding Miss Daisy where he kept climbing in the back seat.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
You just ruined the movie for me.
Did you put the Green Book on there too then?
No, I've seen that. I've seen that part. I've never seen the actual.
I have a couple movies on here about male bonding, which I think would be perfect for anti-Valentine's Day. One of them is
Call Me by Your Name.
City Slickers, 1991, Billy Crystal. The Hangover, 2009, Vegas Bachelor Party Gone Wrong. Great male bonding movie. Grumpy Old Men, two guys fighting over Anne Margaret. Great movie.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
One of the best bromance movies of all time. Not talking about Brokeback Mountain. Talking about the Blues Brothers. One of the ultimate movie bromances. 1980.
That was a good one for the Carrie Fisher aspect of it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then we were talking earlier, I threw out the whole wingman thing, where one guy tries to get the girl, the other guy has to be the wingman. And I think a great example of that is Some Like It Hot, where Tony Curtis kind of evokes Cary Grant to try and get Marilyn Monroe, while poor Jack Lemmon has to be the wingman, and ends up, they both, coincidentally, the movie starts off with them witnessing the St. Valentine's Day massacre. That's why they're on the run. They dress as women to blend in with this all-female band. And while Tony Curtis is getting the girl, Jack Lemmon is fending off the guy, and it has one of the all-time greatest lines at the end of a movie ever. Here it is.
I have a terrible past. For 3 years now, I've been living with a saxophone player. I forgive you. I can never have children. We can adopt some. But you don't understand, Osgood. I'm a man. Well, nobody's perfect.
So he gets the guy in the end. The ultimate wingman movie. Ryan, what else you want to throw out?
High Fidelity. Talked about it before. Great, history of his ex-girlfriends and where he went wrong and what he did wrong and trying to, figure
That's a good one.
Yeah.
I love that and I own it, but that one didn't have a happy ending. Didn't he end up with?
It's again like it. Forgetting Sir Marshall had a happy ending, but it's about the majority,
Journey.
the bulk of the movie is about the bad.
Did you put
learning from the bad?
Did you put Clerks on your list?
No.
I almost did.
You can put it.
I almost did. You could have put Chasing Amy. You could have put Mallrats kind of in there too.
Yeah, they never end up with the girl.
We already talked about her. Of course, there's some classics on here like Fatal Attraction. Who wants?
Right. That's the ultimate anti-Valentine's Day movie.
Absolutely.
Holy crap! Do you know
you're in
Glenn Close? She's the woman in it, right? She wants to pitch an idea where that same story is told from the female perspective.
Yeah, I heard that.
And
I saw that on the Movies for
work.
Dumb Guys page.
Oh, did I share that link on there?
No, I think I did.
You did?
Yeah.
Oh, did I must have seen it somewhere else because
because you don't go to Movies for Dumb Guys.
No, I go there too. But I had commented on there that how can you tell that story from the female perspective? How do you explain the rabbit scene? Is she just making rabbit soup and there was a big misunderstanding?
I believe you did comment on our page.
Was it?
On that link.
All right. But I must have thought I was commenting on something else.
Don't need some ginkgo biloba.
I never saw this movie.
Where's the old?
You never saw Fatal
man.
No, I never saw Fatal
Watch
Attraction.
Matlock all day.
What's I know?
Liar.
No, really, I have not seen the movie.
That's the ultimate anti-Valentine's
That is
Day
the
movie.
ultimate
That's
one,
a
and
good,
I forgot to
one.
put it on my list. But.
Yeah.
It's a good one, Ryan. Thanks. I also threw Cruel Intentions on here.
Ooh, I remember that one. Refresh my memory. On
Ryan Phillippe and what's the girl's name? Selma Blair's in it, and she was really big in the 90s. She was married to Freddie Prinze Jr. I forget her name. It'll come to me when we're off the air.
We got a lot to talk about off the air.
Yeah,
that's right.
I mean, one of the greatest kiss scenes that won so many awards for best kiss is this girl and Selma Blair kiss, and there's that line of spit that is still between them. I bet you've seen that on your little special website.
Were they
Cruel
naked?
Intentions. So it's about a brother and sister who tried to they pick on this girl and try to destroy this girl through high school and stuff like that. So.
Yeah, that was a good movie.
Yeah, it was a really good movie and
very cruel. Very cruel.
It was a cruel movie, and that's why it's on this list. 2 more movies, and then I'm done. I also got Braveheart on here. He loses his love, and then he goes on a wild killing spree until they kill him.
Yeah.
So not very, not a lot of love going on there.
Mm-hmm.
And then I just added this just because I think it's again, for the most part of the movie, you feel his pain, and that is Just Friends.
Oh, man.
I think that's a really good one. I love how Ryan Reynolds becomes like the kind of GQ, Rico Suave kind of guy, but then he gets around the girl that he likes, and he goes back into being the same old, nerdy, he loses his game, basically, lost his mojo. She's his kryptonite kind of thing.
Huh.
So
I'll have to check that one out. I saw that on a lot of lists, and
you've never seen Just Friends?
No, but I'm intrigued.
Oh my god, it's hilarious.
Tim, round out your list.
My number 5 is a movie from 1995, Never Talk to Strangers, with Antonio Banderas and Rebecca De Mornay, and I saw this at the theater. The big twist is revealed at the end that she has multiple personalities because she thinks she's being stalked by Dennis Miller. He actually, Antonio Banderas, they start dating, and he actually, it turns out, is investigating her because of one of her boyfriend's deaths, previous boyfriend's deaths.
Huh.
So, but she actually survives it. She ends up killing him and her dad at the end, and ends up surviving it because she comes out of it and puts together a story because it was another one of her personalities that actually did all that.
Sounds like some
so
twists and turns there.
There was. I mean, it was a good twist at the end, actually.
Never saw it.
Anybody else?
I saw it. I don't remember it enough though to comment on it.
My number 6 is a movie that came out in 1998, Very Bad Things, which is kind of which is
Stephen King?
Sort of no.
No,
it's like a dark comedy. Same thing. they go to Las Vegas on for the bachelor party, and they end up one of the guys ends up killing a prostitute.
Yeah, I remember.
And then
I didn't see that, but I remember it.
Everything kind of falls apart at the end, and it leaves what's her name?
Wasn't Cameron Diaz?
Cameron Diaz at the end is like basically taking care of like everybody ends up getting screwed up, so they're all like, they're kind of like vegetables or like, cripples or something at the end, and she ends up having to take care of like all of them, and she was like gonna be the bride who, but then she ends up having like a nervous breakdown at the very last part of it.
Huh. I saw this Very Bad Things. I call it Very Bad Movie. It was awful. This movie was terrible.
Wow.
How was it awful?
I was awful.
It was supposed to be. What do you mean?
There's not a lot of movies that I absolutely hate, but this is one of them.
I never saw it.
You ever see it?
No.
My number 8 is Little Shop of Horrors.
Joe, before you go on, Joe, can you get like a sound bite of me just saying I never saw it so I could stop talking?
Yeah.
You guys saw Little Shop of Horrors.
Oh, yes. I did see that one, but I was for future because I barely see any of your movies.
Everybody knows what happens in Little Shop of Horrors. I don't need to go on. My number 9 is Gone Girl from 2014 with
saw that on a lot of lists.
Rosamund Pike.
Can you hit my button?
Yeah, I don't have that yet. I'll have it for the next show.
I never saw it.
You never saw that one either?
Yeah, that's another great example of an anti-Valentine's Day movie. These are two terrible people who do terrible things to each other, and the twist in this movie, which is the opposite of what we've been talking about this whole podcast, is they, after doing all this awful stuff to each other, they reconcile at the end.
Well, they didn't reconcile. She kind of blackmailed him. She kind of had him in a corner where he couldn't do anything.
Yeah. That was one of the strangest, freakiest endings I've ever seen in a movie. Crazy. So yeah, that's a good one for this list. It was nuts.
Ryan?
It was Sarah Michelle Gellar in Cruel Intentions.
Okay.
Oh yeah. That's right. But did you see Gone Girl?
No, I didn't see it.
Really?
And it's on a lot of lists.
Wasn't that was nominated? Wasn't that nominated?
And it was what?
It was.
Wasn't that year too?
That was a couple years ago, right?
2014. Yeah.
I meant to see it. I had every intention of seeing it, and it just kind of slipped through the cracks. So,
my number 10 is Sleeping with the Enemy, 1991, with
good one.
Julia
Roberts.
Yeah, that one was crazy. Yeah.
I still, every time I open up a cabinet and see like canned goods, I think of that movie.
Do you
and,
turn them? Do you face the labels?
Face the label and make sure the towels are
lined up perfectly.
Yeah. Anything else you want to throw out there, Richie?
Joe, you probably remember that scene where she's in her underwear.
Ricardo never saw that movie.
You seriously never saw Sleeping with the Enemy?
No, I've not seen Sleeping with the Enemy.
God.
Yeah, I could throw a few more out. Mary, Queen of Scots. It's one of the more recent movies.
I'll cut
he
this
says
part out.
Grease or Rebel Without a Cause. White Christmas, The Big Lebowski.
I was thinking about the producers, but I just can't remember that one. The Favorite is another good example of
haven't seen it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
all right.
Cold Pursuit.
I riched that one.
Cold Pursuit. That's good.
Movies he's seen over the last week.
Right.
Cold Pursuit. Bringing your
Are you done?
game.
I could keep going.
I want to bring up.
Done?
I kind of want to wrap up on one of the most.
I got one more. If you want to wrap up on that,
go ahead.
I forgot about this till just now. Swingers. Has anybody seen?
That was going to be on my list. It slipped my
been a
mind.
long
But
time.
Swingers, yeah,
It slipped my mind too.
Your money, baby. You don't even know it.
Right.
Your money.
Now is that the movie?
That's what launched Vince Vaughn. That launched Vince Vaughn.
I think I'm getting some movies mixed up. Which is the one where he gets a girl's number and he goes to leave her a voicemail and he messes it up and calls back and messes it up and calls back.
That's it.
That's Swingers. The one.
And then she finally picks up and is like, "Don't ever call me again."
Yeah.
That it's me. I
Vince Vaughn.
got off a long relationship. And,
that's a great scene.
Yeah, it's a great movie, and it's like all about his heartache and getting to the point in the breakup where he feels like he can like move on and start to date again, and he gets to that point, and the movie ends with her calling and kind of wanting him back, and he's like, I can I call you back? I'm on the other line with another girl that I want to talk to more. He doesn't say that, but
yeah,
that's what that scene's all about. So like,
his money.
It shows the progression of the pain and hurt, and yeah, that's kind of where Vince Vaughn found his voice, and It was written and directed by Jon Favreau and starring Jon Favreau. So,
it's a great movie. Yeah,
a great movie, and I totally am upset that I forgot about it.
I was gonna say that after Grease, but it's left my mind.
So many great quotes and
whatever
hilarious parts in it.
Oh yeah.
So I wanted to end on one of the themes was platonic friendships and unrequited love, and I wanted to throw this out: the Harry Potter movies. Harry Potter and Hermione, they were like these best buds and stuff, and throughout that entire series of movies, I wanted to see them get together. And
pervert.
She gets to get. I didn't mean like on screen.
If you go to that site that you're talking about, there's probably some some parody.
My point is, Ron ends up getting Hermione, which I just totally don't agree with, and Harry ends up getting Ron's sister, who is a minor character in the movies. And I think I had read that J.K. Rowling admitted long after the fact that she regrets not partnering up Harry and Hermione. And I think in one of the movies there was some tension between them, and then Ron got jealous or whatever. But I think that was a big mistake, and I feel like Harry and Hermione should have ended up together in the Harry Potter movies. Agree or disagree?
I have never seen these movies.
Oh my God!
I stopped watching, I think, after number 3 or number 4, but I think that that is a bold move to not hook them up and avoid the cliche.
Well, some critics say that throughout the entire series, Ron belittles Hermione, is verbally abusive to her, is mean to her.
That's why she likes
and
him.
they get together in the end.
What we were talking about before the show. How many times
life
does that
imitating
happen?
art,
So
imitating
frustrating.
life.
Even like in Harry Met Sally, you were saying earlier that he's kind of a jerk to her the entire movie, and then they end up getting together in the end. So, Richie, do you think Harry and Hermione should have ended up together, or are you team Ron?
So I actually know somebody that. Oh, I'm sorry, Rich.
Sorry. My turn?
Yes.
I am team Ron. I thought it was a fabulous twist because it was too obvious early on that Harry and her should hook up, and you wanted them to hook up, but you're like, I want it, but I don't want it. And then when her and Ron hooked up, I was like, all right, that's cool.
Yeah.
Because it makes more sense. They balance each other out more.
Hey, I'll allow it.
Because the dicks always win.
I just think it's one of the great platonic friendships in movie history.
Whoa.
Yes.
So you're saying that Harry cannot be a platonic friend?
I think
with
given
Hermione?
the chance, had Ron not busted it up at one point, I think they might have did the beast with the two backs stance.
He busted a what?
They would have been playing with Harry's wand.
And with that, we'll wrap up this edition.
That's where we end.
Our
Bye-bye.
Valentine's Day special.
That's how we finish.
Thanks for listening.
At least
See
we
you next
finished.
time on Movies for Dumb Guys.
I always finish first.
Or sometimes not at all.